Hey guys, are you wondering what your first year at a Big Four accounting firm will look like? If so, this video will help address any questions, thoughts, or concerns that you may have. But before I dive into it, allow me to briefly introduce myself. I'm Tommy, and I'm an experienced tax associate with one of the Big Four accounting firms, and I've been working here for about a year and a half now. My work primarily deals with the taxation of private equity and venture capital funds in the asset and wealth management sector. Long story short, I do tax consulting for investors who want to invest lots and lots of money in new ideas that could potentially net them 100x and even more. Prior to starting my job at the Big Four, I was studying for the CPA full time in the year 2021. And I want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Peter Olinto from Becker Online, who helped me pass all four sections of the CPA exam. And now I'm a registered CPA with the state of California. And I believe you owe me a cup of coffee, my friend. For my education, I graduated from USC with my Bachelor's of Science in Accounting. Now, back to my experience with the Big Four. I started in 2022 in the midst of the global pandemic. The virtual experience was completely different from the in person experience that I had prior to the COVID-19 experience. And I plan to cover that in another video of how to recruit in person because I had done so in the past. So, having started in a virtual environment, I'd say there are a lot of benefits and there are also a lot of negatives. I think the biggest benefit, as you know, is that you're working from home. I could be sitting here and working, and then the next minute, I could be making a video for y'all. I could be playing video games. I could be just over there and be doing some push ups. My kitchen is just the next room, and so forth. There's so much options. Now, of course, with the virtual environment, there are some initial cons that I can think of. The first of which is being that there's no real connectivity. So you don't really get to know the people that you're working with and understanding their personalities and working styles. So there's a lot of adaptability that you have to work with there. And also, I believe the initial learning curve is harder because you don't get to see the way someone's operating a computer, their mouse, their screen. So even though they are describing something to you, you just might not get it. It's really hard. So now that we've gotten all the formalities out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes here. What is it like working for a Big Four your very first year? So, as a first year staff, I could say, regardless of whether you're in tax, audit, consulting, and whatever, you're going to be doing most of the grunt work. You're going to be moving files around. You're going to be preparing work papers. You're going to be running tests. You're going to be doing the tasks that your seniors don't want to do because it is not worth their time to do the work per se because they're doing higher level analysis. And I think that's something that if you understand with as a first year, it will take you very far. And well, personally speaking, going into things, I was okay. I'm the type of person who, if I don't know something, I'll just say, like, I don't know what I'm doing. And most of the time, when you say something like that, your seniors should get it because you're a brand new staff. You haven't done the type of work before. Maybe you've done something similar in internship, but you did not go as in depth. It's the senior's job to really guide you and handhold you through that process. But there are seniors out there who I know might not do that. They don't do the hand holding. They kind of just throw you out there to see if you like sink or swim because they're really busy. But I'm obviously speaking from a perspective that I've seen. You might hear all sorts of different stories from your peers or through the internet. So my very first busy season, what did I do? Well, I want to say I was mostly within Excel and within my firm specific internal software. It was all digital related things because as us, we're the newer people, the managers, the directors, and the higher ups, they don't really care about the work process and the workflow. They kind of just want to see the final product be that it makes sense. It's really the associate and senior associates' jobs to prepare the work product, and all the work gets pushed up this chain from the associate to a senior manager, and then it starts getting pushed back down. So that's kind of the experience that I've seen. And really understanding the different people's working styles and preferences can take you a long way and prevent work from getting pushed back down to you a lot of the time. Now, I guess one thing that you guys are probably all wondering, what are the hours like? Do do they really make you work as much as people say they do? Well, from my experience, I'm going to have to say yes. There have been a lot of crazy hours. I have, and I'm just telling you the truth because I'm not recruiting for any company. I'm not helping anyone out. I'm not like working for a big four to get you into here. I'm just sharing my honest opinion online on YouTube with you so you can get an understanding of what it is to be like at a big four accounting firm your very first year. So the hours are tough. And as an associate, you do have a lot that you have to learn because you're learning software, jargon, and processes that you've never seen before in your life. Your college classes may have prepared you some way leading up to this, but not entirely. There are a lot of things that you have to learn on the job. And as a result of learning on the job, there are a lot of extracurriculars you have to do, right? So if you think about it, if you were to work 40 hours a week, a 9 to 5, you wouldn't be able to complete the job because you are still learning. In school, you were maybe only in classes 6 hours a day for 4 days a week, but during your off time, you were studying. You were studying and doing homework projects for all these different classes. And if you think about it, in school, you spend well over 40 hours on school. And how about all those all nighters that you have to pull? Well, similar in accounting, it's like when you start off a job, you have to learn all the things to succeed at the job. And I'd say my very first year was really learning all those tools and all the jargon, all the things I need to know. And that's the best way I can really describe my first year experience. Now, I actually have a very interesting story to share with you. I am a survivor of a sink or swim situation. Let's just say 4 months into my career where I'm just learning everything for the first time and I've gotten back my, how would you say, my performance results, and I was labeled as an average staff member. There was nothing special about me, but I wasn't underperforming either. I was just your average staff member. I was put in a situation where both my seniors of an engagement quit at the same time, and then I was pulled onto that engagement full time. I did not work on any other clients but that client, which is a massive client. It is a Fortune 500. They have trillions of dollars. So yeah, I was put in that kind of situation without any seniors to teach me the software, the processes. I worked with a senior manager directly, and it was just us two. We would be doing accounting, watching, and talking about the NBA finals as it went on. And yeah, that was quite the experience. Now, I'd say it is not uncommon for a lot of people in the Big Four to have to deal with one of these experiences. So I'm telling you up front that you may or may not be put in a sink or swim situation. And if you are put there, you may have to learn how to swim. And if you don't, you sink. However, I want to make it clear that I'm not trying to scare you or push you away from public accounting. I'm just sharing you that these experiences that you may have. You could also be put on some great engagements with some great people with very low turnover, and you have a lot of repeat people working on certain engagements, and that makes life a hell of a lot easier. I've also always been the type of person to turn a negative into a positive. um, yes, I did have to work crazy 60, 70 hours a week for 2 months straight between May and June of last year. However, I grew so much out of it because I did not have two seniors. I practically started becoming the senior, and I even had to take on a little bit of the manager role. And because of that, I was 6 months into my job, and I had gotten promoted from an associate into an experienced associate. Usually, it takes people 1 year for that, but because I showed them that I could swim 6 months into the job, they gave me a promotion, and it was a very nice, it was a very nice promotion and bonus, let's just say. So, if you learn to swim on the job, you are definitely rewarded for it. Hard work and rewards and like good effort doesn't go unnoticed, because accounting is the type of field where they are severely understaffed. So when you perform and you perform well, they will do anything they can to keep you. As you may know, accounting is a cyclical thing. It's something that you repeat every quarter for 4 quarters, and then that makes up the year. I'm currently working on my second year. I'm halfway through it, and seeing and doing all the tasks that I've done the first year and doing it again, I gotta say, it's like I'm learning it all over again because I'm applying more advanced things. So just when you think you're finished and you're done learning, you're really not. It's like you do the same thing again and you're just learning these new layers. And then I realize and I think back like, wow, I really don't know anything. And that's kind of just how my year's going now. I'm a year and a half in now, and I'm looking probably at promotions, maybe within 2 years, which is it's like the marker for it. And do I want to stay in this field for now? It's too early to say. It's I need more experience. I need to see more. Regardless, I think if you go into Big Four accounting, you're going to learn so much. You're going to learn so much about yourself, so much about career, and it will drive your growth into every single area of your life. Alrighty, and if you guys have made it this far into the video, I want to thank you so much for watching my first YouTube video. I have plans to making more videos on topics such as how to study for the CPA exam, how to recruit in person and online, different tax techniques, investing techniques, and just life in general. We can keep going. If you just leave a comment down below and mention what do you want to talk about, I'd be more than happy to make a video about it for you guys. Thanks again for watching. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be amazing. I'm hoping this YouTube channel gets some traction and we can really build a community together. Thanks.